Hello, Buffs. Time again for another reading strategy. We've already done an example of SIFT, where we looked at symbols, imagery, figurative language, and tone and theme. Sometimes your teacher might want to change things up a bit. So we're going to look at an alternative SIFT that your teacher may introduce you to. It's still SIFT, but it just has a few different ideas here. So once again, we're using Geraldo, no last name, with Sandra Cisneros. On this SIFT, instead of symbolism, we're looking at the structure of the text. Now, what you would look at is, and again, this is Geraldo, no last name, right? But what you want to look at is what type of text is it? Okay, and we have numerous pieces of text. It could be narrative, so it tells a story. It could be description, so just totally like it focuses on setting, what things look like, what things sound like. It could be a problem solution. It could be a comparison contrast text. It could be a text where everything is done in sequence, kind of like a timeline. Could be a cause and effect piece of literature. It could be an argument piece, or it could just be informative, nonfiction. So we're going to look at Geraldo, no last name, and decide what structure are we talking about. Okay, so in Geraldo, no last name, obviously it's going to be a narrative, right? Because it tells a story, but it could also be cause and effect as well. You would then go on to add details that proves that it's a narrative. So we would write something like she, meaning Marin, meets Geraldo at a dance. And as they are leaving, he is hit by a car and she goes with him to the hospital. Where he dies. She questions why she stays because she doesn't even know him. Okay, the next thing that we look at is irony. This is a little different. Irony, there are three types. There's verbal irony, situational irony, and dramatic irony. Verbal irony is where you can point to the text and it's right there in the dialogue. And that's, I like to say it's like sarcasm. So irony is where there's something there that you didn't expect. So when a teacher might say, oh, he's my favorite student, and it's about a student who constantly disrupts, y'all know those people, right? But they say, oh, he's my favorite student. That would be verbal irony. Situational irony is something along the lines of maybe when a cop gets pulled over for speeding, or a fireman, his house catches fire, or a teacher flunks a test. Okay, that would be situational irony. Dramatic irony is a little different. That is when the audience knows what's going to happen, but the characters in the story or in the play or in the film, they don't know what's going to happen. And that builds tension. So verbal irony in this story is when Marin calls Geraldo just another wetback, because he's Hispanic and so is she. So you wouldn't expect her, they're both Hispanic. So why would she be calling him that you don't expect that? Situational irony is a night of dancing turns deadly, right? They went out to enjoy themselves and he ends up dying. Dramatic irony is where that's in those paragraphs 8 and 9, where we learn that Geraldo has a life of responsibility, right? He lives as inexpensive as he can so that he can send money home to his family in his home country. All right, then down to figurative language. On this one, we're requiring 2 examples of figurative language. Once again, that can be metaphor, it can be simile, it can be onomatopoeia, it can be an oxymoron, it can be a paradox, it can be an illusion. The metaphor might be where she talks about his Saturday shirt, right? And that equals good clothes. The paradox might be the whole thing with her dance partner dies, right? And then the theme is the universal truth about life. So you never know the whole story. Or it could be the life of an immigrant. And once again, just like SIFT, just like soapstone, then you would take everything that you had done up in here in the chart and turn it into a paragraph. So put it into sentence format and write an analysis paragraph about the short story. Okay? If you have any questions, go back over this video to reacquaint yourself with the skills and the concepts. Or if you're still confused, ask your teacher. Have a good day.